Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to do another laying down practice. I'm just going to get settled in. So I'm just starting off with just counting heartbeats to as like a preparation for turning awareness inward and concentrating. Counting heartbeats and also kinesthetically feeling the heartbeat. Definitely the previous session got to a really good place with the brainstem activation. And I don't know if this session we're going to start there or we'll just see how that goes. But definitely first thing, just kind of settling in. Okay, top of the sacrum is actually speaking to me a little bit. Is that where we're going to start today? Is the top of the sacrum? Might be. think especially after feeling how different the energy felt in the cervical spine, which is the vertebrae in the neck. The energy felt so different in the cervical spine after it had been in the thoracic spine. Once it passed into the cervical spine, it felt so different. So I think that's one thing that I'll be paying more attention to is, you know, how the quality of the energy feels different as it passes through different parts of the orbit. Yeah, my mind is definitely wandering a bit, kind of trying to like not drift off too much. Like I wouldn't mind going to sleep, but I mean, I'm trying not to drift off too much into um, my mind wandering. But at the same time, I'm kind of trying to let myself rest a little bit too, just 'cause I feel definitely tired. So I'm kind of allowing that until something becomes clear of what to do. I'm just continuing to feel the top of the sacrum and seeing what that wants to do. Go back to counting heartbeats. top of the sacrum again. Wondering if maybe awareness targeting, starting with lower dantian, could be good to help generate enough energy to, you know, help facilitate some more things to happen. So um, I'll try that. I'm not sure if I'm too tired to concentrate that much, but let's give it a try. Just um, putting the awareness on the lower dantian, kind of going to the navel, and then 2 inches back and 2 inches down approximately. Just holding the awareness there at the lower dantian. Trying to recall from previous sessions the sense of, location, the sense of making contact with the lower dantian. If you had felt it start to activate, and with practice, these energy centers become more responsive to awareness, and like for example, I can already feel like a noticeable amount of tingling sensation at the lower dantian. There's definitely, I've definitely felt a lot more there when I was in better shape with this practice in the past, but I can definitely tell there's something there. Just concentrating back on the lower dantian. Gonna stay with it basically until it fills up enough to where the energy floats down to the front pelvic center. It'll sort of spontaneously do that when it's ready. My mind definitely keeps wandering off quite a lot, but just bringing it back. Sometimes, yeah, the mind wanders off a lot, and just remembering to bring it back. That's very encouraging, seeing a significant increase in sensation at the lower dantian. And again, that's not really something that I could have forced, not really something I can make happen, other than just giving my awareness, holding my awareness on the location, and just continuing to concentrate on the location. And eventually, that attention starts to cause more and more activation in the energy center. So that's kind of cool when you finally get, you know, more results from it. That's really good. Just concentrating and activating that lower dantian as much as possible. When it's ready for now, it'll let us know, and then the energy will flow to the front pelvic center automatically. So let's just stay with the lower dantian until it reaches that point. And again, mind kind of wandering off a bit, bringing it back to directing awareness to the location of the lower dantian. The more we activate and fill up the lower dantian, the easier the microcosmic orbit will be to open, because basically the more fuller and more activated the lower dantian is, the more um, the more that flow will make it through the microcosmic orbit. Good. Sensation increasing just as a result of attention, increasing sensation by drawing energy to the energy center. Where attention goes, energy flows. Okay, the energy just jumped down to the front pelvic center. So I think that's our cue to follow it there. Now, allowing the mind to concentrate on the location of the front pelvic center. I mean, it's kind of like a pleasant tingling sensation on the front of the pelvic bone. And that's like the Jing essence. One thing I notice is like my mind is like maybe different. It's like it's not just like all or nothing, but it's like maybe I'm like 60% in thoughts and 40% concentrating on the energy, or it could be like 20-80, or it could be, 70-30, or just whatever. And so it's not like all or nothing. It's just like there's always like some thoughts kind of floating around for me. It just depends how much in the background or how much in the foreground they are. That's interesting too, because my energy just actually went back to the lower dantian. I was definitely surprised, but I'll follow that. Okay, going back to the front pelvic center. And with this one, like I was saying before, for me the energy at this energy center won't tend to flow automatically to the perineum center. It'll the energy will tend to like get stuck here in the front pelvic center. So I'll have to sort of deliberately move my awareness to the perineum center, which I'll do now. And this is where sensation follows location. So just putting my awareness on the location and then waiting for the sensation to follow. Mind kind of wandering off a little bit, and then bringing awareness. I'm noticing that, and I'm bringing my awareness back to the perineum center. Starting to feel energy accumulate there. Noticing my mind was pretty much 90% watered off again, so just bringing my awareness back again to the perineum center. I think pretty much all the sensation has followed. I don't feel anything in the front pelvic center anymore. The energy all followed to the perineum center, so good job. Eventually, with enough practice, the energy automatically flows that way. But when we're just starting, we have to kind of like recondition our meridians to flow this way. So concentrating on the perineum center. And this one might automatically jump to the tailbone, or we might have to move it a little bit. For this one, it can be like 50-50. Concentrating awareness on the location of the tailbone. Noticing when the mind wanders off. And yeah, this is where my mind actually is getting like off 90-100% wandered off, and got to bring it back and refocus on that location of the tailbone. Noticing again that my mind wandered off like 90, 100% of the way. So just again bringing it back to the location of the tailbone. Whoops, wandered off again, and just noticing it and refocusing back on the tailbone. Sometimes practice will be like this, especially like I'm definitely pretty tired right now. Um, but I am trying to get some practice in because I don't think I'm quite ready to take a nap, but I'm just tired. Concentrating on the tailbone and feeling some energy flow into the sacrum. Feeling energy in the sacrum and definitely just reflecting that I think that we charged up the lower dantian for a good amount of time in this practice, and I felt like two stages of sensation increase. I felt like two stages of sensation increase as I was concentrating on it. So that means like a larger quantity of energy is now, we've transported a larger quantity of energy around, um, these couple of energy centers and, you know, this part of the meridian. So just like noticing the quantity of energy, which is generally like represented by a more kind of vivid tingling sensation. Whoops, mine just wandered off like 90, 100% again. And just bring you back, finding that location on the sacrum. Getting to the top of the sacrum. Feeling the sensations in the top of the sacrum. A little bit L5, L4. I like to get at least to L3, and then I might actually take a nap after all. So to do that, I would just have to move my awareness to the location of L3, directly across from the navel. And then sure enough, the sensation follows. Feeling the sensations at the location of L3. Directly across from the navel on the spine. Mind wandering off again. Just bring it back to the location of L3, directly across from the navel on the spine. yeah, I'm definitely feeling like ready to take a nap. So I think the practice helped me settle down enough that I could take a nap. I think where my mind is drifting off so much, it's trying to drift off to sleep. So that could actually be a good thing. Um, so thanks everyone. Great job, and yeah, just giving attention to these energy centers, helping them activate. You know, connecting the different energy centers along the microcosmic orbit, and we're only on day 6, so this will start to you know it'll keep on building up more and more, be more quantity of energy, more energy flowing. Probably by the time we're doing this for like 30 days, the energy will make it a couple times around the orbit um, in a single session. Whereas right now it kind of takes a whole practice just to get it around 5 or 6 energy centers. Um, and and even that's progress from where we started. So the practice is very progressive, and also another thing is like just starting this practice out, and I am kind of depleted. I'm dealing with a lot of fatigue, um, which is kind of why I'm doing this to try to get my energy back. Um, like initially, doing this energy work actually takes energy, which we haven't accumulated a lot of energy yet. So the energy it takes to do this energy work can you know be tiring. But then once we start to accumulate and store more energy and charge up our energy centers, then the amount of energy this work takes to do becomes relatively not too much, and then we have a lot of surplus energy. So we're kind of just trying to hang in there until we kind of cross that threshold of, you know, having more surplus energy available, in addition to what it takes to do the practice. So, thanks everyone. Talk to you next time.